It's finally that time. It's finally time for us to make an emote tutorial. A few of you asked for one, and well, finally decided to do it after probably a month of having the poll out there, having it answered, and having the answer being yes, but me taking my sweet, sweet time. Alright, so let's get started. First things first, we're going to create a new file, new document. I make all my emotes in 112 by 112 because it resizes much better. That's the biggest size Twitch requires for emotes. You can do it in 300 by 300, 500 by 500, 800 by 800, whatever. As long as your lines can convey and still be thick and noticeable in emote size. My personal preference is 112 by 112 because I can see the detail. We are going with that for now. So 112 by 112 width and height and pixels, 300 resolution. I like to have my background a sort of gray, not too dark of a gray, just a sort of light kind of gray. So we'll just go ahead. When you get in there, you're definitely going to notice when you zoom in, it's going to be really small. But until we zoom in, what I find is best for trying to tell how it will look when it's tiny is having several different views of it on the side. What we're basically doing is going to Windows, Arrange, and New Window for Untitled One because I don't have it titled. You could have titled it, doesn't really matter. I don't particularly care that much. And then you click it and it will give you a new view for the original file. So now I've got 4 different views for one file. And as you see, I draw on it, it shows up in all of the other ones. Since I'm using 112 by 112, pretty much if I zoom out to 50% here, I believe that's about 56 by 56. I don't know quite for sure, but I think it is. Then if you zoom out to 25 by 25 here, you should definitely have a sort of 28 by 28, which these are the 3 sizes you need for Twitch. If we're talking mixer emotes, I know mixer emotes are 24 by 24, so think this size, but a little smaller. So always pay attention to this tiny piece here, because that's going to be the roughest one. Trying to get your details to convey into that itty bitty tiny emote is a huge pain in the butt. I'm going to pick a 4 size brush. Now this is a brush that I have for basically just one I download online. It's called Aurora Basic Brush. So you might find something that works better for you. It depends on your style, what you're going for in the emote, completely up to you. Most of these are honestly just suggestions, so I wouldn't take them, they're not too important to your emote capability. Anyways, we have decided we're going to do a May emote. So, with the power of video editing, I'm going to put the reference right here on screen. Look at that. So we're going to go with that. Let's get a basic sort of face sketch going here. Then I turn the opacity on and we make a new layer. So now, we've got some basic idea as to what her positioning is. She's sort of looking a bit to the side. So I like to go in and start getting some basic details down. Now, if you ever hear artists complaining about drawing the other eye, might I suggest this really great hack. Digital artist hack where you copy the eye, and you could probably do this a better way, but I copy the eye and then I always have trouble grabbing this line, but basically just copying and pasting the eye and leaving it maybe a bit thinner because it is to a bit of the side of the face, and putting it down, and voila, we have the other eye. You could probably study some character faces. I know there's a few face sheets that'll show you like, oh, here's how you draw this face and stuff like that. Eventually it comes naturally to you that you should know, okay, this face needs this kind of mouth, these kind of eyebrows, that kind of stuff. But it's understandable if you're starting out that your faces might not be too expressive. Now May, having glasses, I like to do glasses on a separate layer in a separate color. So since my sketches are all done in a sort of purple, I would like to do it in this sort of black color. Now if you're really not feeling doing the other glasses again, we can do the exact same thing we did with the eyes. Copy, paste, change the size. If you feel like that's too big, make it smaller. Now if you are making it a bit smaller, I would suggest going in and making the lines on the sides a bit thicker if it's smaller on the width area. And then we have the middle of the glasses. if you're really feeling it, I do this a lot because honestly, some people tend to say my eyes are a bit bland when I send it to them without highlights. You can highlight. Now recently, I have learned from another artist who is very, very helpful that maybe just doing one solid highlight in the eyes would work better for me rather than the two. I used to do the two and have the one here and the one here. It wasn't crazy noticeable, but it really just depends on what you think looks best in your art and whether you'd actually like to have a sort of really highlighted eye. All completely up to you. Make it your own. This is just me trying to help you figure out the basics of how I do my emotes. Might give you a few tips. Whatever works for you, honestly. Now, sketch complete. We're good there. I'm going to end this recording and do another one.